and right into the stretch. Looking back and throws up the middle. Rose is on his way around. Picked up by Otis.
Here comes the ready or not. Here comes the boys from the south. Here comes the ready or not. How you like me now? I say, here comes the boom, ready or not. Here comes the boys from the south. Boom, here comes the boom, ready or not. How you like me now?
You don't live in Cleveland, you live in Cincinnati.
You are watching live to the best damn Victory Monday Cincinnati Sports Podcast this side of Grandpa's Cheese Barn in Akron, Ohio. My name is Santori Miles. We got Cincy James. We got Bengal Dad. We got Big Savage Craig. How we doing? How we doing?
Doing awesome. Shiesty's back.
Shiesty's back.
Victory Monday. Don't step on the tracks when the train's coming through.
The trolley's coming.
Oh, the trolley.
The trolley. Trolley, they said, yeah.
Wow, that was a hell of a trolley.
That was us obliterating the
Hell yeah.
That 100-yard dash is a bitch.
Oh, what a day.
What
Yes,
we
sir.
gotta talk about?
We can talk about whatever we want. Greg already grilled me with all the questions in the pregame show, so I've done all my talking and explaining already. I'm ready to go.
We're coming out. Yankee Candle just came out with a new candle, Man Crush Island Breeze, Greg and Yoshi Forever. You can look up and buy it if you want. Shout out to Pork Chop for hooking me up.
You can look up and buy it if you want.
I'll tell you what, Pork Chop's got all kinds of money to spend right now.
Oh, he's a happy
No
guy
kidding.
right now. Get that man a donut.
Oh my God!
All because of that awesome score, 31-17.
Yeah.
I'm not naked. I've got my Zubas on.
He getting a Pork Chop gave a game ball to Irv Smith for fumbling the ball.
Oh my God! Yeah, right. That Irv Smith gave Pork Chop $5,000.
Right?
I didn't even think about that.
I'd like to know how fast his heart was racing when the clock was at 0. And it was that McCafferty going down the sideline? Whoever that was.
Not on that last one. I think it was Ayuk or somebody.
Oh, yeah. He got all the way down to the 10.
Ray
I thought he
McLeod,
was
somebody.
Well,
You started cussing. You were like, son of, and I was like, what are you? There's no time left. We're up 2 touchdowns.
No, I wanted Pork Chop to win.
I was
No,
like,
Pork
I've
Chop-
never seen you so mad in a we can't lose situation.
But Bengal Dad, Pork Chop was frustrated when we finally got the win, when Hale got the pick, but we got the penalty for roughing the passer.
Oh, I
Pork
bet.
Chop was pissed, but then when we fumbled, everything was good. Yeah. Oh my
that
God.
was not a roughing the passer.
No, but yeah. But poor Purdy, man. I hope he's okay though.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I think he. There's a couple clips of him holding his head after a few
Yeah.
hours hits.
I hope hoping he's okay.
I do want to bring something up, and I put this tweet out there, and I know people probably just think I'm belly aching or being facetious, but I mean, I do care about these guys. I don't want to see concussions, especially something that can be as devastating as a concussion. Did anybody else notice at the very beginning of the broadcast, they had Tracy Wolfson down on the sideline, and she said, yeah, they noticed it immediately and got him into concussion protocol on Monday night. And then at the very bottom, as she's saying that on the ticker, it says Brock Purdy enters concussion protocol Wednesday. And I'm like, so which was it? Was it Monday? Like, there was so much, like, this was a very, very accelerated concussion protocol.
Yeah.
And now he's, it looks like he probably got hurt again, but they have a bye week, so they can kind of like, oh, we don't know. Like,
yeah,
this felt very Tua-esque from last year.
Yes.
Yeah, I agree. Now I will say he performed well.
Oh, sure.
Against us. Tua did not really.
Tua didn't make it out of the first quarter, I don't think.
Well, I think the last 2 games that Purdy's played, he's thrown a late pick and almost within 2 or 3 passes, another late pick.
Yes.
So I think it gets in his head once he throws one.
Yeah, it was bad.
It does.
Well, he's going through right now what I often say is the reason why Ohio State quarterbacks don't make it in the NFL. Because at Ohio State, you have a lot of those one-read kind of systems. And Shanahan's system is very much that. A lot of moving parts, a lot of window dressing. it's one identified target for this play because of so much crap that they have going on. There's not a whole lot of just normal drop back read progressions, comparatively speaking, in that offense. So when you get in crunch time and you haven't had to do that, and you've got a defense like Anarumo's who they disguise things pretty well and throw a whole lot of wacky shit at you, with some ball hawking guys out there between Wilson and Pratt and Dax Hill and CTB. I mean, there's guys out there that just like to go get the ball. It doesn't bode well for a quarterback if you haven't had to do that all day, and now you have to have it. I mean, I say this every week. I can't stand when coaches put their players in have-to-have-it situations that are almost do or die. 3rd and 11s. Oh, I ran the ball on 2nd and 10. Now guess what? Well, now you have to fucking have it. Oh, yeah, I'm down 14. Okay, well, you're one-dimensional and you have to do this. Coaches that do that are terrible. Shanahan has a tendency to do that. I'm not calling him a terrible coach because he's highly successful at what he does. He's taken multiple teams to Super Bowls. But my God, he's got a tendency that when things break down, he cannot figure it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
there's not much to say after that. I agree with you.
Just go back to the 28-3 meltdown. When they got out of what was working and he had to ad-lib as a coach, you're done.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to name names, but I have a friend that played for Shanahan. And he said, quote, when he got outside the script, there are times where he is on the sideline, quote, literally drawing shit up in the dirt that we've never done before.
Really?
He's that kind of guy that's like, all right, let's try this. Once he gets out of that script, he cannot do it.
So he does. So he does stuff that he's never even thought of. He just panics.
He ad-libs. You can't do that as a coordinator. You can do it as a player, quarterback, especially scrambler, a little bit as a receiver. But I've got some stories of some times where they're like, we don't do that, coach. And I mean, we've heard that from players before. And typically when you have players saying, we've never tried that, shit went drastically wrong. Vontez Perfect. I think remember that where we ran cover 0 against the Steelers with no time left and it popped wide open.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't do that kind of stuff.
By the way, Santori, speaking of stuff you shouldn't do, even though it worked, when Purdy threw that cross pass to Kittle, I mean, wouldn't you, as a coach, you never would tell your quarterback to do that, hardly, right?
2 plays in a row.
Yeah, he did it a few times.
But I'm told you never tell.
That's one of those cardinal rules. You don't throw back across your body.
Mm-hmm.
If you want the clinic of not to do that, just go watch some Brett Favre tape because he did it all the time.
Right.
Now, granted, he made a great living for himself,
right?
But he also made that mistake more than anybody I've ever watched.
He leads the NFL all time in interceptions, right? So,
and in red zone interceptions, like he's just got a little Josh Allen to him.
Crypt.
Okay, you said that you would have a mustache. I want my mustache on live podcast. Now, here's the thing. I went to go do that last night. Dad, did I not mention during the game that I'm going to have to shave?
You said there was something that was going to make you have to shave, and I can't remember what it was.
It was just that we won.
Yep.
Oh.
Do you remember who shut me down?
Well, Ashley doesn't want you to do that.
Wife said no. I got absolutely curtailed there. I
Whoops.
tried to, and the wife said no. She said, you do this every year. You always tell someone you're going to shave, then you shave, you look like you're 12, you hate yourself for a week, and then it finally gets back. Why do you keep doing that to yourself? Her words, not mine. Happy wife, happy life, Crypt. I'm sorry. I will find a time to rectify something, but I have been shut down by my wife, and she is in the room over. If you want me to grab her, she will gladly say,
I believe it. I believe it. 100%. When I did that whole thing trying to get to 1,000 followers last year, I don't think Amy wanted me to, but I still did it and had Mason shave it for me.
I still got my pretzels and cheese though.
Well,
Speaking
speaking of making a deal, and I said I wouldn't pay for it, but they said they would start a fundraiser just to see it happen with me. But if the Bengals want to know, if Bengals make the Super Bowl, Yoshi Bosch gets a touchdown catch, I have to have Yoshi tattooed on me somewhere. And they said they would fundraise it.
I'll pay for it. Let's go.
Oh my god!
Because I'm like, tattoos are very expensive, guys. They're like, Greg, we're starting a fundraiser. That ain't stopping us. One guy said I should get a tramp stamp, but that's not happening.
I realize we've been on here over 10 minutes and we haven't spoken about Mr. Burrow.
We got all kinds of shit to talk about.
It's all about.
This is going to be a loaded show tonight.
It is all about Burrow.
Yeah, Yoshi's been getting more attention than Burrow for some reason.
All right. Well, we'll dive into this. 49ers, Bengals, the recap. And basically, we're just going to talk about Joe Burrow. Brought to you by Midwest Best Barbecue.
Are you looking for great food, great atmosphere, and even better people? Well, look no further than Midwest Best Barbecue and Creamery. Head on down to 669 Justice Court in Lebanon to chow down on their wings, barbecue, mac and cheese, sandwiches, ice cream, and so much more. They even offer catering services too. And to top things off, the owners, Tim and Nicole Worsham, are massive Bengals fans. Don't wait. Go to www.midwestbestbarbecue.com to get your carry-out or delivery order placed, or go dine in to enjoy the sights and smells of Midwest Best Barbecue and Creamery, which is open Wednesday through Saturday, 11 a.m. to 8 p.m., and Sunday, 12 p.m. to 7 p.m. And speaking of Midwest Barbecue, you definitely want to stop by our tailgate Sunday when we will be having Midwest Barbecue catered at our tailgate.
Midwest Best.
Midwest Best Barbecue. Thank you, Santori, at our tailgate.
I like how every time you scream best, you have to gather yourself for a second and then continue.
Hey, man, I go full throttle. I go full throttle over this. By the way,
he freaking redlines it for that best, man.
It's great. I love it.
No, Tim and Nicole said they think it's funny.
So somebody's back.
I'm going to do this because I haven't seen my dad this happy since 1990 when the Reds won the World Series.
Oh, this is awesome.
And I didn't even see
You
that.
didn't see me
You were
then.
even born in 1990.
I saw
You
it.
didn't see me then.
I was a glimmer in your eye.
I saw it.
Talk about your boy. It was really my boy. I was pounding the table before for anybody else. Everybody else was still in tank for Tua. And I'm like, this Cajun boy's got it. But you tell us about your boy Shiesty.
Shiesty. What a play when he avoided the 2 sacks. He could have been sacked 2 or 3 times on one play. That was as shiesty as he's been in a long time, and you knew right then and there he was back. And boy, did he tear the Niners a new one. 28 for 32. Are you kidding me? And as you said, every ball, even the 4 incompletions, were right in the hands of receivers. Mm-hmm. He could have been 32 for 32. It was just an amazing game. It wasn't dink and dunk. It was completely accurate. He threaded the needle on one pass to Boyd where it looked like he didn't have but about that much room between 2 sets of hands, and Boyd gets it right there. The guy was phenomenal. If he plays like that the rest of the year, I don't think we can lose.
I genuinely don't know. And I know the completion percentage stat is out there to back it up. I don't think I've ever seen a more accurate quarterback in my life.
No. Drew Brees was there.
Yeah.
But what about the run?
He was a 70% guy a lot.
Drew Brees couldn't run like Joey, though.
What about those runs?
No.
And coming up and smacking himself in the helmet when he's done. He was so locked in.
Bengal Dad, you know what? Tony Pike was talking today, and I know you said you were missing this from Joe Burrow. He has that attitude. He has that swagger after every single play. He's like, give me some. My question to you is, what do you think he was saying to Nick Bosa? Everybody had their own different sayings. But one guy said O-H-I-O because they both were Ohio State guys. What do you guys all think he said to Nick Bosa?
I'm going to go with old Bengals and Bourbon's lip reading.
Mm-hmm. That was good old friend banter.
It was Yeah, I don't think it was anything vindictive. I think it was just in-game trash talk. We've all talked shit with our coworkers before. I think it was probably in those lines, but yeah, we're gonna go with some slang for the female genitalia, starting with a P on that one. It's really hard to see because it's such a quick clip,
Right.
but it would not surprise me. It looked awfully close to that.
No.
Well, with Joe Burrow, the running was great. The designed runs were great. But when I knew he was back, it was the emotion.
Yeah.
The emotion, that meant Shiesty was back. He gets up. The very first one, he did the Burrow point. And he gets up and just goes like that. Then he gets up and starts smacking his head over and over again, screaming, Shiesty's here, and he's here to stay. I said, the big dog has been awoken, and he's ready to hunt.
I think that was, and I think I told you this, it was either you or Dad. That looked like about 6 weeks of frustration of I can finally fucking move coming out.
Right.
And it was, you're done. I'm back.
You know what I haven't seen on Twitter that I was hearing from coworkers, hearing all over the place, seeing on Twitter the first 5 weeks. It's all about that contract. He signed that contract, and now it's just gone to his head, and he's pressing, or he's this, or he's that. That contract has nothing to do with anything.
Nope. I agree with you 100%.
He is a winner.
Yes.
Darth agrees.
My question to you guys is
why he structured the contract the way he did. We don't owe him any big money for 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see this
decent money, but nothing big. Sorry, Greg.
Remember how we overpaid Joe Burrow? Some fans were saying. Remember, I mean, like those. I get at people's frustration a couple weeks ago, but I mean, come on. We knew he was going to bounce. But Santori, you knew he was going to bounce back. It was just a matter of time.
Well, I mean, I remember standing up out of my chair after the game, looked at Dad, and I said, "Worth every fucking penny." And I walked over to get my beer cheese. I was happy.
There you go.
You can't pay enough money for wins. You can't.
Right. Crypt has a good point. We did some under center. That's because Joe moved.
Some under center.
Some.
First half and late fourth quarter.
Yeah, they like stopped doing it in the third. I don't know what it was.
Yep.
My only, and this is more grasping at straws, would be Zach and Brian saw something they didn't like under center and said, we're going to get away from this until we get the looks we're starting to see again. And it can be something as simple as, hey, they're lining up and, you know, instead of an over a 3 and a 1 technique or an under a 1 and a 3 technique, they're going 2 and 2, or it could be something simple like that where they know the blocking assignment's not great under center, but they know for sure it's good out of shotgun. So until they move out of that, we're going to play it safe. I mean, there's so many eyes in the skies that watch shit like that we don't necessarily think about. That's probably what was going on. And then as soon as you lulled them back to the look they want, they went, all right, hit them again.
You know, the only thing simple about what you just said there, you said the 1 over the 3 technique or the 3 over the 1
Okay.
or the 2 with the 2. They all add up to 4. That's the only thing simple about that I got from my simple line.
I said an over, which is a 3 and a 1 technique from left to right, and an under, which is a 1 and a 3 technique from left to right.
4. They all add up to 4.
Or 2 and 2. I'd have to look at the coach's film to see if they had some kind of an alignment that isn't conducive for single back, or they knew that. And it was Orlando Brown was starting to get beat like a drum. I know Bosa didn't really have many quarterback hits, but there was constant pressure. There was something that they weren't thrilled about, so they probably wanted to get Joe a little bit of a better view. That's the only reason I could see them going away from it. The running game, man, but when they were under center, that was the best Mixon I think has looked in a long time.
Mixon had that attitude. He's like, every run, he's had the same thing Burrow had, man. He's like, boom, first down. He's like, I'm going to come at you. I mean, Mixon, man, you could tell was motivated, fired up. That, like you said,
he looked really, really fast and decisive.
Yes.
And he was running with purpose.
Made people miss, too.
He looked like he read my tweets all week. And I will always do this.
I think he's proving that he doesn't run well out of shotgun.
Yeah.
Sure, I can buy that.
He just looks slow, like he's hesitating on the ball put in his breadbasket. And he doesn't get moving.
Right.
Well,
he's not being patient. He's not standing in the backfield. He's not trying to copy off of Le'Veon Bell. He's just running straight up the gut. That's what we wanted him to do the entire time, right?
There's a different style of run when you're going out of shotgun, right? And I am one of the few coaches, and granted, I've been proved wrong this week because I've been saying all year it really doesn't fucking matter if you've got the right people. Apparently with Joe, it matters. And if that's the case, you play to your personnel, not the rule of thumb. The way it's working with Joe Mixon, and this is just the case with him, when you're in single back, and just think about it from a yardage and counting. I always kind of go back to counting with football. It's a numbers game. If you're in single back in a 2-point stance as a running back, you're 8 yards back and can read every hole. If you're in shotgun, you're offset at 5.5 yards back. You're not centered to the formation. You're constantly looking left to right, and you're a lot closer to the line. And when you get started, you're going left to right as opposed to north and south.
Mm-hmm.
It's a completely different dynamic. You lose that extra 4 yards to watch your gaps develop. And the other thing is, and we talked about this at work today, when you run out of shotgun, right, there's really just a couple kinds of runs you can do. And for the most part, a lot of teams like to do RPOs, right? What does the line do in an RPO? Anybody?
This is where
Block?
you teach us film.
Inside zone, and they really only go about a yard downfield because the quarterback might pass, right? Which means there's no blocking on the second level.
Mm-hmm.
It's so quick. It's so immediate. It's in a vacuum. It's not made for 5, 6, 7 yard runs. If you're in single back and there's not really an RPO coming and it's just the straight give, right? Like Ken's saying, it's kind of a hybrid pass block. They're not going downfield. If you're in single back, Ted and Volson, they're double teaming that one technique and one of them's going up to the linebacker. You're attacking linebackers. You're creating holes. You're getting to the second level. Now you have gaps. You have linemen 6 and 7 yards downfield, and you have Mixon ahead of steam. The other way around, you have everybody bunched up in about a 36-inch radius. They're not sure if they're going to go downfield or not because Burrow may throw it. And if Burrow steps back and corks 120 yards downfield, now it's a legal man downfield.
Mm-hmm.
It's an entirely different blocking mentality. And if the linebackers know that no one's coming up to get them, they're just going to shoot gaps, especially if you know that it's probably going to be a run because the Bengals are moderately predictable when they're only out of shotgun. So when you go under center, not only do you give Mixon a different field of vision, but you give your line a completely different set of responsibilities.
Makes sense.
Yep.
For sure.
I got a suggestion when they're in shotgun and they happen to put Chase back there. They might want to fake it to him.
Yes. Just a little bit.
You don't like that negative 8-yard run?
No,
I
didn't like
got a
that
better
play at all.
suggestion. Let's let Teddy Karras run the ball once, man. Did you see how fired up he was, man? Oh, man, how cool would that have been if Teddy Karras was – and that was a fumble, by the way.
I'm putting it up there, James.
Okay.
DJ.
Let's talk about Teddy K, the running back, the fridge.
Yeah, buddy.
He was boot scooting down the middle. If he may have taken that to the house.
He was like at least
he was
8
like-
miles an hour.
And as Dad said earlier, like you told me on the phone, say it again. Could you imagine?
Could I imagine what?
The T-shirts.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah,
gosh.
there would be all kinds of t-shirts.
Oh, yeah.
about him.
All the merchandise of Teddy K from 50 yards out. What a house call. Teddy K would have
You
had
referred to him as the Karras Comet.
the keg. The Karras keg down the field. The Karras Comet, yes. He almost had more rushing yards in that game
Touchdown, Teddy.
than the Giants had passing yards. Because the
Right.
Giants had -9 passing yards.
I think he'd have had more yards on that play than Evans has had in his career.
Yes. And he's not going to get called for hold. He's got the ball.
Nope.
Who's holding? The line's got it.
Ted was turned up like a demon.
Oh, my God.
Well,
I
he
love
was,
Ted
man.
Karras. If you don't love Ted Karras, there's something wrong with you.
Yes.
Absolutely.
He is my favorite center. And I wanted him like 3 years prior to when we actually signed him. And we finally got him. I was like, yes, it's my boy.
Teddy. Okay, that's good.
That's a good one, PJ.
Oh, my God.
I do like that. I do want to talk about one thing real quick. I still don't like the chunk plays that we're giving up. The big plays. I know we kind of talked about yards before the show started, but these big, long plays, 34 yards to Kittle, 31 yards to IU, 28 yards to McCaffrey, 41 to Ray McLeod. Like, we're giving up some chunk yardage.
We're giving them a false sense of security.
Yeah.
We're teasing him.
But yeah.
Yeah.
Do it again.
Try it again.
Maybe, but I just that's the one thing I just don't. That's the one thing out of that game that I didn't like.
I agree. That's frustrating to me because
Mm-hmm.
the problem with when they give those up, they've automatically flipped the field even if you stop them.
Right.
We always have a long field to go because we never seem to have the other team punting from their own goal line.
Right.
It doesn't ever seem to happen.
No, we overcame it, but
Yeah.
it's just you can't expect to overcome it every time.
That'll give Lou something to work on.
Yeah. See. He's the best in the game. He's got to work on something.
But no, Santori, so I kind of asked you a question about giving up yards a game. Like, because they ranked ESPN ranks defense by how many yards a game, and you pretty much said, Greg. I mean, tell me your theory on that.
I don't give a shit how many yards a game you give up.
It's all about points. I know.
If you go from the 1 yard line to the 1 yard line every time and don't score, that's a win for me.
Giving up yards and tracking yards.
But no, James, I do agree with you. We definitely need to stop the big plays. That does hurt. Don't get me wrong. We need to find a way with that too, though.
Yeah, giving up the yards in baseball, it's the equivalent of always getting men on base and you can't score.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if you get men on base. You got to score.
Right.
You don't. Nobody won a game because they left 20 on base.
Yep.
Right? Nobody won a game because they had 400 yards passing and didn't score a touchdown. I care about points. Now, obviously, if you're giving up a ton of yards, that means there's movement. I get that. But I care about points. I care about turnovers. I care about sacks. I care about negative plays. I care about all those other things where the Bengals are current. What did you say? We're second in the NFL in turnover margin?
Yes.
Okay, so we're stealing possessions away from.
That's how you win in the NFL.
Okay, the NFL is a game of possessions. I don't really care what the score says too much. People will be like, "Oh my God, it's 38-30. Like, what are you gonna do?" And I'm like, "That's one play. It's one possession. If you steal another possession, we look at the 49ers. Oh, they lost by 2 possessions. How many turnovers did they have? Okay, well, that's a fucking problem. You can't.
No chance to make it up.
The teams that win the turnover battle win. Okay, so the Bengals are the second best team in the NFL in turnover differential. They're the second best team in the NFL in interceptions. I think they're third. They're like there's 2 teams tied for first and we're next. Okay. We are bottom 10 in a good way. So I guess top 10 in pass yards per game. Okay, they get run all over and then we get a bunch of interceptions.
I thought we were like 20th in passing yards a game.
I just checked. It's bottom.
I thought we were giving up like 230 something yards a game.
Whatever. I don't care. We're getting the ball back. We're not doing anything with it. There's turnovers. They're not scoring. That's what I care about. You keep stalling drives and making people punt, making people. I mean, I don't care if you go from the 20-yard line to the 40 on the other side and then, oh, shit, it's 4th and 20 from the 40. I can't kick a field goal. I can't go for it. I got to punt. Like, yeah, you got 50 yards on that drive. What do you fucking do? I don't give a shit. You give me the ball back. Anytime a team doesn't score a touchdown on their drive, it is a win in my book. I understand someone's going to go, oh, they kick a game-winning field goal. You're going to be mad. I understand that. if we're talking in the middle of the game, just normal circumstances, if you didn't score a touchdown, I won. When I coached defense, I didn't care if it was a field goal. Anything less than a touchdown, I was good with. Pick, fumble, safety, punt, turnover on downs, field goal, all the same to me. You didn't score a touchdown. You kept points off the board, and I got the ball back. That's how I see it. And that's what this defense does.
We're bottom half of the league in scoring defense, so we got to get that better. So that's the point.
What are they the last 3 weeks?
Oh, last 3 weeks they're doing great. Yeah, I get that.
Look at the win streak. That's where things go right.
Mm-hmm.
I'll tell you one place
gotta get
they're
better.
really excelling. Yeah. They're excelling in red zone defense right now.
Yes.
Santori
was just telling me, like, that's where we excel the best.
Teams are scoring a touchdown less than 50% of the time in the red zone against the Bengals.
This is what I don't like when we give up yards and stuff. We don't have the ball. That's what I want.
I'm sure
it can limit possessions. It can. But when you get turnovers and you do keep all the points off the board,
oh yeah,
I'll take that every time.
No.
We all would. I mean, you'd be dumb if you didn't.
but by the way, Santori, this is totally off base. Eric Ebron, tight end, still out there. Some guy with one Twitter follower said, "Ebron, the Bengals need you."
What?
Is that Ebron's burner account? Like what's?
No. It might be actually. He says, "Crazy bro, I watch this shit every week. I can open up the middle of the field for Joey B. Would you take Ebron right
His
now?"
name is Derek Hebron.
Joe Spears. He goes by Joe Spears.
We can talk about the one rumor that's starting to circulate.
Yep, another one. This is more accurate.
The trade deadline is tomorrow at 4:00? We're under 24 hours.
Yes, sir.
There is some account that does have some credibility to it on Twitter. Not sure how much, but they've got some shit right in the past. So credit where credit's due kind of thing. Supposedly the Bengals are in on Hunter Henry. Be a massive upgrade over Irv Smith.
Oh yeah.
I don't think there's many guys that aren't an upgrade over Irv Smith. Here's the thing with Hunter Henry. His numbers are borderline identical to Uzama and Hurst, where they were capping out. He's at like 25 receptions and 250 yards for the year and like 2 or 3 touchdowns. Pacing for 45 catches, 450 yards, and a handful of touchdowns. That's kind of the cap that we always talk about with tight ends in this offense. And that's what he's producing with Mac Jones. So give him Burrow. Who knows? I know some people say, he's owed $15 million. 5 of that is a signing bonus that was paid out already. That's the cap hit. When you're looking at what he's owed, you don't want to look at cap hit. You want to look at the cash number. His guaranteed, or not guaranteed because it's not, but his cash this year is $10 million. 5 of that's already been paid out, guys. Depending on what collateral you need to give up for him, it's the last year of his contract. He's almost 29 years old. You owe him about $4.7 million. $4.7 million to help with a potential Super Bowl run is a small price to pay.
What, 11 million in room or something this year?
Yeah, I'd be very, very interested, especially since the more the time goes on, the less likely it looks like you're going to retain T. Higgins. Go ahead. You got the money. Let's amp this thing up a little bit.
Santori, now PJ says give me Gesicki. You know how I feel. I'd like to have Gesicki too. But Santori, and I'll take anything over Smith. That's like saying right now I have me some chili with lumpy onions, lumpy tomatoes, lumpy everything that I would never in my life eat. I'll take a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, right?
Sounds like a good chili.
No offense, Bengal Dad. But I'll take a peanut butter and jelly sandwich right now.
That sounds like a good chili, though. Onions and tomatoes and
no lumpy stewed tomatoes. That's not me. I like the lumpy Texas chili.
Well, I doubt very much if they make a trade. I just don't think that's going to happen.
Speak it into existence.
I don't know why we haven't given Tanner Hudson more of an opportunity.
He did something wrong somewhere.
He's got naked pictures of Zach Taylor's wife.
He and Chris Evans are like in the same whatever boat.
That's true. And speaking of Chris Evans, I mean, Chase Brown out for 4 weeks. Travion, I mean, if Mixon goes down, I mean, you don't want that to happen, but I mean Mixon, obviously, I mean, what do we do if Mixon goes down?
Yeah.
We don't run the ball anyway. Throw it. Joe's healthy. Let's go. 50 times a game. Dice them up.
So this kind of relates to PJ's question right here. Let me ask you this. Right now, we don't talk about this before the end of the season. T. Higgins or Jonah Williams and DJ Reader? What would you rather do?
Oh, Jonah and Reader.
Yep.
In a heartbeat. Secure the line.
Always the line.
Yep.
Always the line.
Jonah has, I think it's safe to say he's proven himself, right?
He's a better right tackle in his first year in the NFL at right tackle than he was at any point at left tackle.
Thank you.
And it's not particularly close.
Yeah, I agree.
He is a solid, bona fide, regular, good, above average right tackle.
Mm-hmm.
He's nothing special. He's not Trent Williams at right tackle.
Right.
He's not going to break the bank at right tackle. He'll be under 20 a year, which is what you're paying him now. For the people that say you don't pay him and bring him in, you're paying him the money he's going to make.
Yep.
You might as well just shore it up and bring it back.
Thank you.
I was going to say he's made himself some money. I know not top tier money, but he's made himself some money, at least through the first half of the season so far. He's done well.
This is where it'll drive me insane if they don't bring him back at this point. You've got him on the roster. He seems happy here. Mm-hmm. It's working. He protects Joe. The money you're going to pay him is the same money he's making now. You've got it allocated in the books. It's not like you got to go compete against the open market. You can just extend him. If they don't, and he goes somewhere else, I don't care where, call it Houston, Carolina, whatever, and he ends up just getting 15, 16, 17 a year, that will drive me insane because that's what he's making now.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah. Extended his career moving to the right side for sure.
Yeah, everybody was saying he needs to move to left guard. He was out of football at his position, and now he's back to being a regular starter.
Mm-hmm.
But I think he's going to want to hit the open market, don't you think?
Maybe. He's getting paid what the open market pays him right now.
That's true.
I mean, the right tackles don't make as much as left.
Yep.
And nobody in their right mind is going to go, let's move his ass back to left tackle. The thing that's kind of screwed him is he's playing so well at right tackle and he played so poorly at left tackle that no one's going to want to go, put him over there.
He's pigeonholed, yeah.
Yeah, he's put himself in that position now. Mm-hmm. So you might as well just keep doing what you're doing and secure the line.
Then you'd have your tackles taken care of for four more years, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Seems like a no-brainer.
Yeah, it seems like it. You never know.
Right. Well, should we get going to game picks or bold predictions? What do you guys want to do?
Let's do game balls. How about game balls?
Ooh. Good?
No, man, I'm cool with that, man. I'm just throwing it out there.
Balls.
Balls?
We're going to do game balls brought to you by Brimminghorn Meadery.
Close your eyes. Drift away into a fantasy land. You're on a Viking ship in Viking land and Viking waters with Vikings and Viking people doing Viking things. Do you know what you need with your Viking friends? Viking drink. Brimminghorn Meadery. It's mead, it's beer, it's wine. I don't know. It's kind of sweet. Tastes great at a tailgate. Tastes great at home. Use it with a steak. Dip your peanut butter and jelly in it. I don't care. Enjoy it in the shower. It's probably amazing. Use our code HOOT89 to get 15% off shipping for orders of 2 bottles or more. They even go to Montana. And Joe, I see you're in the comments. They go to West by God, Virginia too. Order it now.
Well done.
Yeah.
Well done. Bengal Dad, who's your game ball go-to?
It's got to be Joe. It's obvious. It's Joe Burrow.
And there's our segment.
Done. Scene. No.
Well, we should do offense and defense, by the way. So we'll start with offense first.
We always got 2 balls.
Okay, I do. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's a good thing.
Except my friend Dane, he is one.
So do I need to do defense, or are we going around offense?
You
and then we
gotta
come
get
back?
defense. Give the bullies the ball.
Defense, I'm going to go with Logan Wilson because he figured out how to cover the pass across the middle.
That was so funny.
Yeah.
Oh my god! So
That's
you guys
fun.
missed a couple really, really good moments. We're sitting downstairs and they get the ball back. This is literally 5 seconds before Logan Wilson picks off that pass, and I'm sitting in the chair doing my thing, twiddling my thumbs, picking at my fingernails because I'm nervous. And all of a sudden, Dad goes, "Can we please cover the middle of the field?" And as soon as he says "field," he fires one right to Logan Wilson in the middle of the field. And I go, "Yes." Just looks. And then Ashley's in the corner, like, "What?" Because she's she's just hearing us kind of banter. Because Dad and I just banter back and forth during games, and some of the shit we get right, some of it we don't. We'll go into one I got right later, which I'm still super happy about. Had my laser pointer out and all kinds of shit. I was on my best John Madden game yesterday. No, Logan Wilson, man, picked it off right when we asked.
Logan, 10th interception by a linebacker since 2020, leading all the NFL.
And he had 11 tackles and led the team yesterday as well.
Just another boring day for Logan Wilson.
Right.
Here's a way too early conversation. And if you don't want to comment, you can just say it's too early. If he continues his current pace of production for at least 5 more years.
It's too early. Every time we do that, something happens.
Is he?
Nope. Just stop. Stop the jacket.
Okay.
Stop it all.
Okay. Because he's one of the best in the league, and he's been doing it for a while now, and he's into his second contract. It's the conversation is going to start toward the end of this contract if he keeps it up. Just put that out there because he's playing at that level.
Mm-hmm.
He probably needs to stop doing defensive holding in the Super Bowl.
Listen,
Oh,
Okay.
you are gonna and just alienate Lindsey Patterson, please.
you shouldn't have done that.
The Cowboy. Yeah, that's his nickname.
Yep. Wyoming man.
Man, Joe is blowing up the chat.
Yeah. Yeah, I put that up already.
Oh, whoops. What about this one?
That one too.
Okay. What
There's
about
a
this
few
one?
after that I didn't put any.
Okay.
There, yeah, that one I did not.
Damn it, Dad.
That's great.
All right, game balls.
I don't think it was a penalty, though. I'll say that.
Jimmy. Game balls.
All right. So my game ball for offense is going to be Joe Mixon, the other Joe. 5.4 yards a carry, got the tutty. There at the very beginning of the game, he was averaging 20 yards a carry on one carry. He was awesome. But he ran with purpose, like Bengal Dad said earlier. He was making people miss. He looked like 2018 Joe Mixon to me. He looked really, really good.
He looked as good as he has in a few years.
Yes.
We get one of those games a year. Last year was Carolina. That was this year.
Yep.
We'll see. If it
Coming
continues.
off the bye.
Yep.
Right. He also he had 3 targets and 3 receptions for 23 yards. So he was actually helping out in the passing game just a little bit. Got 3 of the 28 completion.
Can I add one thing?
Sure thing.
And this is one that he gets ridiculed for a lot. I'm all for criticism, but I'm also for fair criticism and compliments when earned. Highest pass blocking grade on the team this week of anybody. Linemen, tight ends, whatever. He was in the 80s, which means Joe got his shit protected.
He was putting in that.
All for that.
Awesome. That is cool.
It's the best thing he's done all year.
Who's your defense for, Jimmy?
Well, also, real quick, so out of the running backs, he had 16 carries. Travion had 2. Nobody else had any. It's his show.
Oh yeah,
it's his show going forward. I don't think there's no question. He's going to get the volume. So he's going to be somewhere in that 18 to 22 touches a game. So if he can continue to put up those 5.4 yards a carry and 7 yards a reception, I'm going to take that all day. So defense, let's see. I'm going to go on defense with Sam Hubbard. He had a very timely sack, had 2 more QB hits. He just, it's hard to pick somebody other than Logan Wilson. But I'm going to pick somebody else, so we don't have the same one. Sam Hubbard also had 6 tackles, which was tied for second on the team yesterday. So he's going to get my defensive game ball.
Greg, I know you're dying to say it.
You would expect Josip, but guys,
Oh,
I got to give it to the offensive line. We went up against the best defensive line in the NFL. I mean, dude, Nick Bosa shut down by Orlando Brown, Teddy Karras. I know, Santori, you're not big on PFF. All of them graded over 60. I got to give it to the whole offensive line for what they went up against, only giving up 2 sacks against a damn good defensive line. Had 2 All-Pros, Hargraves and Bosa, and Armstead, who's a Pro Bowler. I got to give it to the offensive line.
Well, and part of that's because they also did well run blocking.
Mm-hmm.
You really had no idea when they were under center what they were going to do.
Nice.
Often ridiculed Zach for being able to just go, oh, they're going to do this, they're going to do this, and it gets tiresome doing that. When they're under center, I have no clue. And if I don't know, and I watch the team more than anybody on that other side of the ball, trust me, I do. I don't care what their iPads say. I've been watching them my entire life. If I'm confused, they're probably confused too.
Mm-hmm.
And for defense, I'm going to quote Jerry Lee Lewis, "Goodness gracious, great balls of fire." I got to go Trey Hendrickson. He sprained himself. He still toughed it out. I mean, he got his leg wrapped around. You talk about balls of fire. Got to go Trey Hendrickson for sealing the game up once again. Guy is just amazing. Got to go Trey Hendrickson. Doesn't just get you a sack, but he gets it at the right time when you need it the most.
I like it.
I'm going to go a little different route here.
Oh, go.
I'm going to go.
you are.
What?
Of course you are.
What? Joe
It's Joe Burrow.
Zach gets one.
Yeah, good.
I like it.
They outcoached the 49ers.
Yep.
They just did. And Lou gets the other one. I mean, you held the Niners to 17 points, and then Zach came out and had that offense. Because let's call it what it is. Zach runs the offense too.
Mm-hmm.
Had that offense firing on every cylinder it could for the first half of the game. Sputtered a little bit in the third quarter, and then got its shit back together when it mattered in the fourth.
Yep.
Zach could have very well at any point in this year said, my quarterback's hurt, my defense sucks, my line can't run block again. This season's going down the shitter. I mean, we were all going just bench Burrow and make this shit 1-5, come back for Buffalo and see what you can do. Nope. Zach said, we're going to keep going. Got out of the bye week. Everyone's healthy and had a masterful game plan. I mean, the coaching staff. I mean, give one to Brian, give one to Zach, give one to Lou, whatever. Give one to fucking Darren Simmons, too. Had a huge kick return, and he looks like he's starting to get Brad Robbins on pace.
Uh-huh.
Because the last couple games, Brad Robbins has looked significantly better than when he first started.
Yes.
I'm just going to give game balls to the coaching staff, man, because that was all 3 phases just came out and did everything they were supposed to do.
And you were talking about the, not knowing what the team was going to do. 27 rushes total, 32 passes.
Balanced.
By the way, shout out to the ref for being fair with us, who screwed us over in that AFC Championship game.
He was more than fair.
Yes, he was.
We had the weird penalty at the end, right? Which everybody was kind of like, that was bullshit. And I'm kind of looking at Dad going, that's the first penalty they've thrown on us. Let's be very, very thankful for that.
Was that a penalty, though? Was that roughing the passer, in your opinion?
No. It wasn't roughing the passer, but if I'm only going to get one penalty a game, and it's when I'm up 2 touchdowns with a minute left, all right.
Yeah.
It didn't affect the game at all. So
We would want that call if it happened to Burrow.
Burrow doesn't get any calls.
I know.
No.
Burrow gets freaking punched in the face, and they're like, "Oh, didn't see it."
Right. He's like, well, everybody else is punching me in the face. I'll do it too.
Hey, I got an honorary, not an honorary game ball, but I'll go defensive play of the game. Got to be Jermaine Pratt, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a walk-in touchdown.
Well,
Yes, it
come
was.
on now. His momentum carried him out of bounds. He can't help.
No,
He's a
no,
big
no,
guy.
he's talking about
I'm
for
talking
the
about
other-
if he doesn't make that play.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
That's a touchdown for the Niners.
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
Elijah Mitchell was open.
Oops.
But that's his point. Like,
Yeah.
would have been
Pratt
been
And
tended.
isn't that standout linebacker for them? Isn't it? Is it Fred Warner?
Yeah,
Yes.
Mhm.
Did you hear his name very much?
he got a couple big hits, but no, he didn't do much.
Well, the only time I heard his name is when Chase was talking about how Burrow got hit by him. And let's face it, this is another T-shirt in the making. That is what was it, Santori, that he said? That is
One tough motherfucker.
Yep. Pork chop, if you're watching, another T-shirt.
right.
Right. But no, Warner's name wasn't really called a whole lot. Bosa was getting some relatively constant pressure, but barely touched Joe.
Right.
He breathed on him a lot. He kind of pulled the old Michael Johnson. He was in the neighborhood, said hi, and didn't really do anything else.
Mm-hmm.
I know Armstead got in there once or twice.
He got a sack.
Two
Yeah.
sacks, I think he got.
He got two.
Yeah, so he did good. Greenlaw didn't.
He normally flashes a lot in that defense.
Yeah, he didn't really do anything. The DBs couldn't cover a fucking bed with a blanket.
No way.
I mean, and if they did, Joe was like, I don't care. It's just
Yeah.
so. I mean, it's that defense traditionally is really, really, really tough. And maybe we were just that much better. Maybe they were a little off their game. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I know we're kind of catching them in a weird spot because they've lost 3 in a row now. But when they've been losing games, it hasn't been because of their defense, and they got absolutely obliterated in that game. I mean, they gave up 31, and we left at least 10 on the field. So that's a problem with them.
Accidentally deleted a banner.
What are you doing? I saw your face.
I had to type it out real quick. I was like, oh no. I was trying to edit it and then I deleted
Let's
it. I was going to say, let's move on to the sleeper players.
yeah, sleeper players. We did pretty good here. We normally misfire all over the place on this.
Oh, yeah.
We did good. Even Greg said T. Higgins. T had 70 yards.
He did okay. Not what I expected, but no, he did a lot better, though, this week.
Greg, if you have 70 yards a game for 17 games, it's 1,200 yards a year, which is what
Okay,
he's been doing.
forget.
That's a
I'm-
T. Higgins game.
But on Bengals and Brews, I said he was going to have over 100 yards and a touchdown. But you know what? I'll still take
I
it.
said it here too.
You still got the sleeper player right. He played well.
Okay, I'll take it then.
Dad, you said Hubbard. He had a sack. He was in there quite a bit doing things. Cincy James, you said Volson. If you look at the numbers, and I can show them here later if you want, when they run behind Volson, they average like 5 yards a carry. He's the guy. There is one freaking just meat steamroller on that line, and it's him. He's the guy to run behind.
Volson the meat steamroller.
Yeah, and I said Pratt, who had probably the defensive play of the game.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So we kind of went 4 for 4 there.
Absolutely.
Our bold predictions.
Now, this one is brought to
God
us
damn my
by-
script coffee!
Script
Take it away,
copy.
Dan.
Do we not have a banner?
Read
I'm
this-
getting it. I'm getting it.
Read the script.
I have to read the script. I don't get to be blocked. Okay.
Didn't I just send it to you? Oh.
It doesn't block me.
Move over.
So script coffee, start your ball game, start your morning, start every part of your day with script coffee.
He's ad-libbing.
There's a little bit of an ad. So when you start your story with our specialty coffee, it helps bring your story to life in a unique way. Stories connect the past, present to the future. From the coffee farmers to our roasters to you, we believe that everyone has a story to share. Scriptcoffee.com.
I don't have my script with me.
Coming soon to Lebanon near you.
Tiger.
Okay.
By the way,
Coming
also,
soon to a tailgate near you.
yes,
Right.
and no, Steve Huff and his business partner from Strip Coffee will be attending the game also this Sunday. So hopefully we get to meet them.
That'll be
Bold
good.
predictions.
Bold predictions.
Uh-oh.
Do I need to send them those tickets? Is that what that game is?
Yeah.
Okay, I've got them up on my computer right now. I just need to.
I was going to say, you look a little like.
I'm looking at them.
Okay.
I was like, I think, is that this week?
Yeah, it's this weekend. Yes.
Yeah, I'll make sure they get it. Oops. Sorry, Steve. Bold predictions. I said 500 all-purpose. Didn't happen.
It was 400 on the dice.
I said 500 on all.
Who cares, Santori's? Tomatoes.
We probably got it with the kick returns because Travion had a really nice kick return.
Yeah.
Bengal Dad. You said Brad Robbins inside the 5. It wasn't inside the 5. Well, he should have had one inside the 5. Yoshi fucked it up.
That's why he didn't.
Hey, don't rip on Yoshi.
Oh, skillet hands back there can't catch a punt.
At the 3-yard line, I would have had it.
And a here we go, Jim. I don't know. I didn't really listen that much.
We didn't get a here we go, Jim.
Darn it. Greg, you said Higgins 100 yards and a touchdown didn't happen. Cincy James was the only one of us that really got it right. 3 takeaways. We had another one and it got taken away. We had a takeaway taken away. Powerball, Joe Burrow 4 touchdown game didn't happen. We got close.
He had 3.
Irv fucked it up. Old skillet hands. We get to say that twice in this segment. And then our secret shot advice: the Bears would win because there was no Ohio State quarterback for them this week. The Bears did not win.
Not even close.
They did attempt an onside kick, which was fun, but that's about it. We do need to get into our game picks.
Can we skip the Dallas game, please?
Greg, we told you not to do that.
Game picks brought to you by 3-Way City, bringing the sights and culture of Cincinnati to fashion. Named after the traditional Cincinnati-style chili spaghetti, our good friend Adam founded 3-Way City with Cincinnati in mind. From hats to shirts to jackets, grab a piece of Cincinnati on 3waycity.com today. Game picks.
All right. I did not write down who won these games, so I'm going to need some help here.
No, Santori, it's quite simple. We all pick the same games except for.
Yeah, but I don't know who won or lost them.
Wow, okay.
I can tell you.
Buccaneers and Bills.
Bills.
We won!
I don't have it up, but.
Oh, my God.
Sweep it.
Jaguars and Steelers.
Jags won.
We won!
Sweep it.
Browns and Seahawks.
The Seahawks won.
We won!
Sweep it.
Ravens and Cardinals.
Who?
Ravens and Cardinals.
Ravens.
We won!
Sweep it.
Bengals and Niners.
Bengals.
We won!
Sweep it.
Patriots and Dolphins.
The Dolphins won.
We won!
Sweep it.
Jets and Giants.
The Jets won.
You shouldn't have done that! All of us. Falcons and Titans.
The Titans.
Hold on, we got a little bit of a run here. Texans and Panthers.
Shouldn't have done that.
Yeah, the Panthers.
You shouldn't have done that. We all went over the next 12. For those of you that didn't watch last week, if there's 16 games, so there's 64 total picks. 63 of the 64 picks were identical, and we did not plan that.
Nope.
My favorite one of the week, Rams and Cowboys. Greg, you picked the Rams.
You shouldn't have done that.
Well, the Cowboys are up and down, and
All right. Vikings and Packers.
Vikings won.
We all win.
Sweep it.
Saints and Colts.
Saints.
Oops. We shouldn't have done that. Eagles and Commanders.
Eagles.
We did it.
Sweep it.
Ooh. Chiefs and Broncos. What the hell happened there? And then we all got the Chargers right.
Sweep it.
What happens here in the next 30 minutes or so, or over the next 3.5 hours? Greg, you are in last place.
of course.
And because we all picked the final game the same, you are automatically in last place.
Hey, I
However,
last week. So.
if you win, you finish 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You would go 10-6 this week with a win tonight.
I finished first last week with a losing record when I barely go figure.
Well, we'll just call you the NFC South. Anywho, we all picked the Lions tonight. We are sitting 11-4. Greg is looking 9-5.
No,
So, or 9-6.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wait.
Yeah.
10-6.
No, we're because we're only 15 games in, so we're 11-4. He's 9-6. Yes.
Okay. No.
No.
There's only one game that's separating us.
The hell! I can't add. We've lost 5. Greg's has lost 6.
He's 10-5.
We're 10-5. He's 9-6. Holy
No.
hell!
There it is.
Jesus, Joseph and Mary. You'd have thought I could
man.
add to 5.
You're going to wait for that promotion. How much did we lose?
Oh, shoot.
How are we losing 5,000 per copy? Shit, I forgot reconditioning and profit. Oops.
Well, overall, it was a really good week.
Oh, yeah.
Really good week.
Hey, I don't care. We won. That's all that matters.
Hey, we're 4-3, and there aren't a lot of people that would have thought after 1-3 we'd be 4-3.
Oh, I thought we were done.
I
thought we were dead in the water. I really did. I was saying pack it up.
But you know what? Hey, can I ask you something? Why are the Bills favored this game?
They're
Well,
not
the Bengals
technically.
are favored.
They're kind of favored. I know what
Kinda,
Greg's
but-
saying. We're only favored by 1.5 at home. You get 3 points for being at home.
Yeah.
So they think if it's on a neutral site that we would lose. To me, that's being favored. I understand that.
They're probably thinking the Bengals are coming off of such an emotional high that they probably won't fire as cleanly as they did against the Niners.
Well, I know that it never happened, technically. But if they start out the same way they started out the Sunday night game last year, that place is going to be freaking rocking and rolling.
It's gonna be lights out.
Hey, 2 things I'm sure we're gonna come in there, play our ass off, and Glenn Goodberry's gonna say, "I hate wings from Buffalo because Midwest is better."
Does everybody know what color they're supposed to wear?
Yes, black.
Black.
There we go.
I hope people realize that your section is color coded this week.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So just keep that in mind. Get that. I'm starting to kind of see it advertised. I think they need to push it a little bit more if they want to see this really work. But I think there's a chance it could work out well.
Well, our flamethrower of a podcast probably reaches at least 22 people. So there's
16
22
right
people that
now.
get it right.
16 live viewers on the YouTube. That's what that
That's right.
number comes from. So, Dad, we are adding a new segment for you. Brought to you by.
Not today. That might
No,
be for Wednesday.
We're doing it today.
I don't have a gripe.
Well, you better fucking find one.
I don't flipping have a gripe, except with you.
What
There's
grinds your
nothing grinding
gears?
my gears right now?
It could be anything. It doesn't
There's
have to be
nothing
sports.
grinding my gears.
Oh, please, you're on a diet. Something's got to be grinding them.
No, I'm like floating like a butterfly. I'm good.
Ain't nothing bothering you.
Bengal Dad, there's got to be something grinding your gears. It couldn't even be baseball, the World Series, or whatever.
I haven't watched a pitch of the World Series.
Uh,
There's nothing grinding my gears. That segment needs to just be when there's something grinding my gears.
You're grinding my gears.
We can't make up something.
Listen. You told me you were upset that Michigan was getting so much heat.
Well, that was a week ago.
Okay.
Yeah, we already talked about it, I thought.
Yeah, we talked about that already.
Yeah.
Biscuit burner.
Okay, you know what grinds my gears?
Irv Smith grinds your gears.
Well, it's not Irv. I'm not even gonna talk about Irv.
Well, that was so funny when he got hit and we all went, Irv.
yeah.
Greg's down. We lost Greg.
No. I almost broke my candle with my bat.
Well, do you know what grinds my gears?
What grinds your gears?
That my college team, the University of Cincinnati, cannot find a competent quarterback. What the hell are they running out there week after week after week? That guy can't complete 50% of his passes, and when he does, it's only because of fewer to the other team. When they're in a third down situation, it's punting. They don't convert third downs. All this guy can do is occasionally run the ball. I can't imagine a team that as good as UC has been over the last decade. They were a playoff team 2 years ago, and they can't find a quarterback that's any better than probably somebody that's really a Division II quarterback. That grinds my gears. I don't know how they're unable to get a better quarterback.
This is the same coach that landed Lamar. It's going to happen. I think.
And that was what grinds Bengal Dad's gears, brought to you by Andy Dalton and grilled cheese sandwiches.
Brought to you by Nesquik, not a sponsor.
Wait, we're not doing Luther. Okay. Oh, I thought we were doing
Wednesday, Lutheranisms. Be
I was going to say, man, you're putting me on the spot. Remember what happened last week with the egg salad sandwich? Yikes.
Oh, my God. I was watching that at work and laughing my ass off.
All right.
Stick it in your mouth and don't think about the taste.
I wasn't even trying to go that. I wasn't even trying to make it rated. Oh.
Okay. Well,
Well, boys, there's a football game coming on.
Do we get a song?
No.
Yes.
What?
It's
No.
Victory Monday.
I'm just reading what Crip was writing next about the Bearcats.
I need a song.
You get no song.
no song.
It's just not going to happen right now.
You get
no song and you'll like it.
This is what I grew up with. Dad, can we order a pizza? No.
No.
It's too expensive. What? Papa John's.
How's Papa John's expensive?
I'll never forget that.
You see the size of this guy?
Listen. This was high school that you told me Papa John's was too expensive. This was like 100 years ago when pizzas were like a nickel.
Huh.
They're actually cheaper now than they used to be.
Oh,
What?
yeah.
No, they're not.
Yeah, they are.
No, they're not.
Not
They
at Little
are.
Caesars.
Have you seen a frozen pizza lately?
Yeah, dude.
It's like 1879 for Red Baron. Who does he
It
think
is.
he is?
Little Caesars used to be hot and ready for $5.
How much is
No.
it now?
It's
I
like
think,
almost
I think Domino's is still what, $5.99?
Domino's
Yeah.
is hot trash.
Whoa. Actually, it is.
Also, you want to talk about hot and ready for $2,500? That would be pork chop right now.
It looks like PJ wants to sing.
Even though we ain't got money, I'm so in love with you, honey.
I have no song. I don't know what to do.
That was song-esque.
Not
Yeah.
really. Was it like doing the little harmonica like before a song?
The tuner.
Yeah.
Make
Is that
sure
what
you're
that
on
is?
pitch.
Yeah, you're a freaking music guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Weren't you a music teacher or something?
Yes. I was.
Oh,
Maybe we should all in unison sing the Bengal fight song. I got
Which
a
one?
perplexed look from everybody.
which one? There's two.
The Bengal growl.
Lead it, Greg.
Hear that Bengal growling, mean and hungry. Hear that?
And right into the stretch. Looking back and throws up the middle. Rose is on his way around. Picked up by Otis.
Here comes the ready or not.